Hello everyone, and welcome back to the series, and welcome to the first video of 2026. I'm going to be continuing on making drawing up the rest of the aliens, the other 5 aliens that I would personally have in my own very own playlist. Now, of course, I've been redesigning the aliens as well, like in the past video or other video. I made Wildvine like 15 feet tall. I gave Cannonbolt a tail, and I made I turned Echo into a boombox basically. And let me think, what else did I do? Well, I turned Upgrade yellow, or I gave him yellow lines instead of green. I guess that's pretty different, right? That's pretty different. Anyways, so I know a lot of people say, Forearms isn't the best alien to have, but I really like him because he's just so fucking iconic to the whole series, you know? Like, when you see Forearms, you're like, hey, he's from Ben 10. Hey, I know where he's from. Like, you get that from him, and that's why I love him. But don't get me wrong, Diamond Head is also like a cool-ass alien as well. But I really like, sorry. I did not write a script for this, so this is totally, I'm just freehanding this, really. Yeah, but I really like Forearms, mostly because he's very iconic, and I've always liked him, even as a kid, growing up with the series. I really liked the original form, with like the t-shirt and everything. I just decided to give him like longer sleeves, and instead of giving him like black pants, I decided to make him white, or give him white pants. I was going to just color the black bits like a light gray, but then I was like, hold on, if I do this, then I'm just making him look like a Tetraman Viltrumite looking guy. I even had it like, or kind of was like diving a bit more into it, and was gonna like give make one of his gloves like golden looking, but then I was like, nah, it'll be fine. I don't need to do that. But anyways, now I know Forearms is a very, very basic alien, so I'm not changing up much with him. All I'm doing really is just giving him white pants with black accents, well, white shorts I should say, and I'm also giving him longer sleeves as well. Oh, because my usual fashion, usually the sleeves like go halfway down my forearm, so forearm, get it? That was very lame. But anyways, so this is my version of Forearms that I decided to dub Topa. Up next, we have Big Chill. Now, for me, Big Chill was always cool. Like, he's also one of the very iconic aliens from Alien Force, and I always loved him. Now, I admit, I did change him up quite a bit. I decided to give him, like, these dark blue armor panels on him. And at first, I was going to, just essentially make him in his hoodie form and just be done with it, but then I was like, nah, that's not what people are here for. They want to see me struggle with this sucker, and this is exactly what I did, was struggle to like color in all the details, all the angles and everything like that. So yeah, but anyways, this is my version of a Big Chill. I gave him a bunch of like armor platings because he was always meant to be like insect-like. I don't really know what kind of insect, but he was always supposed to be more insect-like. And that's why one major difference between this guy and the other Big Chill, or the usual Big Chill, is that I gave him an extra set of arms, just like Forearms, of course. But instead, these ones are more meant to like hold stuff closer to the body. Yeah, and they're not really meant for fighting, is what I'm trying to say. Hey, they're more meant to like hold stuff like closer to him. Now, another thing that I also want to put out there is that with these extra set of arms, like now I always liked that the wings went over Big Chill and always covered him up, but I never knew like how did these like stay on? Like, is it just like the power of the wings? Is it just the droopiness? Now I kind of made it make sense to myself by giving him the extra arms, so like when the cloak comes on, his extra arms hangs onto it, so it doesn't like all just come apart, you know? I also changed up like the blues and everything, and wanted to give him like more, just like a whole bunch of more blues instead of making him like black and blue. Although I did keep one thing, or that I did add in an extra detail that I decided to not make blue, like which was his eyes. I was gonna keep them white, but then I was like, nah, let's do something cool here. Let's go ahead and make them into like an iconic color, you know? And I was like, what's an iconic color? Well, green is pretty iconic, you know? So I just made his eyes green. And here he is, Frostbite. Next up to the stage is Brainstorm. Now, Brainstorm was always a cool alien to me. I always loved the idea of just like this very intelligent crab guy, just like being able to scale walls and do all kinds of stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Gray Matter. I love how small he is. I love how smart he is. And there's been a lot of debate on who's smarter and who's like, or who's smarter and who's, well, not dumber, but like less intelligent. But to be completely honest, I don't really care about that. They're both intelligent. They both have their weaknesses. They both have their strengths. Like where Gray Matter can like fit into small places and go into anywhere, Brainstorm can't. And where Brainstorm has his his electrical powers and everything, Gray Matter doesn't really have that, you know? So yeah. And I know like I'm going to talk about the lightning a lot, but I absolutely do love the fact that he has electrical powers. And I know that he's like one of like the 5 or 6 or even like 10 different electrical aliens out there, like Shock Squatch, Feedback, or like Buzzshock even. But to be completely honest, I love this guy because he also has hyper intelligence, and that's one big thing that I needed. Like I was looking at my playset or my playlist, and I was like, I don't really have anyone intelligent here. Let's go for Brainstorm because he's intelligent, he's a crab, and he also he's able to shoot lightning from his brain. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. Also, instead of making him like this like bright orange color, I decided to make him red, black, and white to make him more crab-like, really. I saw it on another person's fan version of Brainstorm, and I was like, hey, that's actually hella cool. I really like the red on Brainstorm there. And I also decided to give him longer legs to base him off more of a king crab, you know? To give you more of like that, hey, he's like big and like he's supposed to be like kingly and everything, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Jeez. Anyways, yeah. Plus, I gave him a large, like, crusher claw, and I gave him a smaller claw to make more to do more detailed work and such. And so, I hope you guys enjoy this version of Brainstorm that I decided to call Mind Wave. Now, I know I already have one. Actually, I have a couple of powerhouses in my playlist, but it never hurts to have another one, right? So here's my version of Diamond Head. Now, for this Diamond Head, I decided to change up the colors quite a bit. And I was like, wonder what kind of other like stone thing that I could add on to this that would be like really cool. And then I found out about this stuff called a Paralite Meteor, or what was it called? Oh, that's right. It's called a Palisite Meteor, and it's like this. It's like grayish, or like this shiny grayish iron color with like a bunch of like yellow glass bits in it, and it just looked so cool. And I was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna make my diamond head look like, you know. And so that's exactly what I did. Now here you're seeing me color in a bunch of like gray areas, like a lot of gray spots, making him look like a cow. But then I was like, hold on, like these gray spots are supposed to all be yellow actually. So I decided to say fuck it, and then I just colored the whole thing in. And I colored his whole body gray. And I was like, hey, this will still be cool. This will give him like this genetic like linkage between diamond head species and Sugalite even. Which I really appreciate when they did that. I know it kind of looks stupid, making it look like a hoodie on Diamond Head, but I honestly did enjoy it. And here we are making him all yellow. Oh, I'm using this like golden yellow color here, which I really liked, because it looked the most similar to the Palisite Meteor stuff. So yeah. Yeah, so not much has changed with this guy, except for his colors, of course. And I also gave him like the kind of like meteorite bodysuit. And I actually really like this pattern, or this patterned look on him. I didn't think I was gonna like it all that much, coloring it all in. But honestly, I think it grew on me. Like even now, as I'm like doing the voiceover for all this stuff, I actually really like it. And I think it actually looks really cool. So we're gonna call this what Bob Ross would call it, a happy mistake, or what? Not mistake. What was it? Happy accident. There we go. Oh, this was just a happy accident. And so I would all like you to meet my version of Diamond Head that I decided to call a special name and a very specific name, Meteor. Meteor. Last up to the list, we have powerhouse after powerhouse after intelligent species after powerhouse. Now we need a speedster. Now I was kind of racking my brain. I wanted to do a speedster, but I didn't know whether or not I wanted to do accelerate or if I wanted to do fast track. You know, kind of give him some love. But then I was like, you know what? No, we're doing accelerate here because he's the coolest looking one and he's the most awesome one as well. Now, I did also kind of mess up with this guy, but it's basically just another happy accident. And I'm giving him all these like blue accents, and then with this like chest area here, or like this area that I'm coloring in gray, yeah, that's not supposed to be gray. That's supposed to be red. And so I was coloring it in gray, and I got about like most of the way done before I realized, hang on, this is supposed to be red. So the original color, so the colors are supposed to be gray, red, blue. And so you'll see me stop here and I actually bust out the gray and just color over it, which actually I don't really mind because it's just like a blending in kind of well. And it kind of gives it a more rugged looking gray. But as I'm like coloring the blue and the gray and the red all together, I'm looking at Accelerate and I'm like, hey, these colors actually fit really well together. Here, like red, white, and blue, you know, kind of American-ish. But then I decided to give him a bit of black, but only on his claws and his wheelie bits. Yeah, and I forget to color in the blue parts with the wings. I wanted to make him more raptor-like, and because of this, I made his bones like hollow even. so that like he's even faster. I'm not saying he's more faster than the original version, but I'm just saying he's pretty damn fast now. And so this is just my version of Accelerate, right, that I decided to call a very special name. I wanted to try and make it abbreviated, but there was no abbreviation for it. And I wasn't just gonna spend like a whole like fucking 10, maybe 15 days thinking of an abbreviation to call this guy. So I decided to just full on just give him a name like everyone else. And so I decided to name this guy Velocity. Now, yes, I know it may not be as cool as Accelerate, but you know what? It's cool to me. So, we're going with it. Velocity. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you again. Goodbye!